There's nothing that says Christmas holidays to me. I guess I'm just an old soul. But to me, the old Christmas holiday recipes is what really makes Christmas feel like Christmas to me. And today we're going to be making my cousin Julie's pear mincemeat. Hi everybody. You know, I guess I'm just an old soul because there's nothing that says Christmas more than the old-fashioned holiday Christmas recipes. I mean, it just gives me that feeling of an old-fashioned Christmas, I guess. So today we're going to be making my cousin Julie's pear mincemeat cake. And I've got a video that I'll put down below in the description box for the recipe of her pear mincemeat. Now I know a lot of y'all had messaged me and said that y'all couldn't get pears, and at that time I was getting loads of pears. And you asked if you could do it with apples, and I told you, yeah, I think it would be good. So if any of y'all did make the mincemeat with mostly apples, let me know, and let me know if it turned out. Because I do know the pear mincemeat is wonderful. I can just open a jar and just eat it with a spoon. It's so good. But anyways, we're going to be making her cake today. And what really means a lot to me is I've got her mincemeat recipe, her cake recipe, and her mincemeat bread recipe, all handwritten on recipe cards. And this is something I'll keep forever and pass it down to my own kids or grandkids. So let's get started on the cake. I think you're really going to like it. And Merry Christmas. Okay, first thing is I've got my oven preheating at 350. And Julie says that you need to bake this cake in 3 layers. So if you got 3 cake pans, get them ready, oil them, and put a little flour in them. So we're going to get started with our cake. And the first thing is my melted butter, which I don't have over here, so let me go grab it. You know, you think you got everything together. And if I ever stick anything in the microwave, I totally forget it every time. So we got a stick of butter, melted, real butter. We're going to put in 2 cups of sugar. So that's 2 cups of sugar. And I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. I can tell I opened up my pear mincemeat and there's a spoon in it because I've been eating on it. But it's that good, I'm telling y'all. Okay, we're supposed to have 3 eggs, and you want to separate your eggs because you're going to be beating your whites and then folding the whites of your egg into your cake batter. But right now I'm going to put 3 egg yolks in with my butter and my sugar. So I guess probably a lot of y'all probably got a lot of your Christmas shopping done. I haven't really. We buy for the grandkids, of course. Danny and I really don't buy for each other like Christmas gifts because, you know, we just, well, when we see fit that we need to spend money on something, that's that's pretty much our Christmas gift. Like, we're wanting to get a pond dug, so that'll be our Christmas gift to each other. So there's your sugar, your butter, and your eggs. So we're going to put 3 cups of flour. That's 3 cups. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Boy, I like to make a mess. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm trying to look at my recipe card and grab stuff. A pinch of salt. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. Anytime I think of Christmas or Thanksgiving, I think of cinnamon. It's in everything. So good. So we got our 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a dash of salt, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just going to kind of mix that up a little bit. Now, she didn't put, in her recipe, she didn't put no certain way to add your ingredients. You know, a lot of cake recipes, they want you to do it in a certain way, but... Okay, now I'm going to add a pint of my Pear mincemeat. Now, if y'all are not able to make mincemeat, fruit mincemeat, you can buy it at the stores or order it online. So it's a pint. Get every little bit out of there. It smells so good. You can smell the citrus in it and the cinnamon. So we got the mincemeat, eggs. Let's see, a cup of nuts. And I'm using pecans. You can use walnuts if you want to. And then I've got a cup of candied fruit. And this is the candied fruit that you would use if you were making fruit cake. And I bought this last year, and when I went to town, I couldn't find any. I forgot that I had bought some. But this is diced up really, really fine. So it's a whole cup. And if you can't find any in your town like I couldn't, you can order it online. And I'll look it up and see if I can find it online for you. So I'm going to mix this up. And it's going to be a dense cake batter. I'm going to go ahead and put my teaspoon of vanilla in it. Now you could probably use a teaspoon of rum extract, or put you a half a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of rum extract. That would be good. So just get this mixed up. And remember, we put the 3 egg yolks. And you save the whites, and we're fixing to beat the egg whites, and then we'll fold them into our cake mixture. Smelling really good. I'm over here looking, making sure that I put everything in here, and I did. I'm always afraid I'm going to, even though I'm looking at the recipe, I'm always afraid I'm going to forget something. Just get it mixed up really good where you don't have any more dry ingredients in there. I guess if you wanted to, you could add a little bit more cinnamon to it. I can smell the cinnamon though, because you got cinnamon in your mincemeat too, so that's added cinnamon. Okay, let's go over here and let's beat our egg whites. Okay, we got our 3 egg whites in here, and now we're just going to beat them till frothy. Okay, I said frothy, but I meant soft peaks, what I meant. Don't always say what I mean. I think that's good. Soft peak there. So let's get them over here and get them folded into our cake mix. Okay, we're going to take our 3 egg whites that we beat till soft peak stage. We're going to fold them into our cake batter. So we're just going to take them egg whites and we're just going to kind of cut them in the middle. Fold them in. Cut through the middle and fold it in. And usually when you do egg whites like this, it gives your dessert, your whatever you're making, a kind of a souffle, a light souffle texture. I hope you are seeing that. Yeah. And you see it's not as dense as it was. I mean, it's still a dense cake, but it's got more moisture in it now. So you just do this. Fold all them egg whites in. Go through the middle. Just like this. It's smelling and looking really good. Now, I don't know. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but it don't bother me when I'm making something without eggs in it, because we have fresh eggs and we take care of them. But anything I bake or cook, except for probably a pie, I always taste it. My cookie batter, my cake batter, it don't matter. And it's never hurt me. In fact, people that are on different diets or trying to be healthy eat raw eggs in their smoothies and stuff, so I don't let it bother me, and I'm sure I'm going to get some backlash on that, but that's okay. I just tell the truth. I know what I know. Over years of experience, I guess. I don't know. So guess what? I'm going to taste this batter here in a minute. But now that I've got all the egg whites folded in, we're going to get them in our cake pans. Okay, I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do. I've got 2 cake pans that I've got oiled and floured. And Julie says in her recipe card that it makes 3 layers. But I'm going to make 2 layers. And then I got these little bitty bundt pans. And I'm going to do 2 of these. They might not be real big, but I'm going to make 2. And we're going to have potluck tomorrow at church. So I'm going to probably take this cake to church. And I'll keep these for me and Danny. I want to see what they look like and how they turn out. And if they do, I'm going to make some in my little bundt pans as Christmas gifts. And I bought these at Walmart in the cake decorating aisle. I think they were like $6 a piece. I know that seems kind of high, but they're a good product. They're not cheap, but I think they'll last me forever. So I'm going to get some of my cake batter, and I did taste it, and it's wonderful. It is wonderful. So I'm going to try to, as best as my ability, to get these evened out good. 350 oven. When I get this filled and we come back, I'll tell you, I'll look and see how long it takes for them to cook. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got my batter in my cake pans. I gotta spread them out real good, and I just take them and feed them just a little bit like that. I hope these turn out. If they do turn out and I make them as gifts, I'll fill my bundt pan up, maybe just a little bit more next time. But I think it's all good. So I'm going to put these in the oven, 350 oven. It says 30 minutes. We all know that our ovens vary, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And when we get back, we'll get them out of the oven, see how long they took, and then we'll get to making the icing that goes with it. It took exactly 30 minutes, guys, and they turned out beautiful. Okay, let's make our frosting for a Pear mincemeat cake. I got my stove on about medium high, and I'm going to put a can of evaporated milk, I'm going to put 2 cups of sugar, let's see, I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of flour, and that's your thickener. And I done messed up because I was supposed to melt my butter first, but it'll melt. It'll be okay. So it's a stick of butter. Sorry, y'all. Getting ahead of myself. So a stick of butter. Teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to let my butter melt. And let this all come together. And then we got a few more things to add to our frosting. I'm just going to mix it up real good till it gets incorporated real good in my stick of butter melts. I should have had my butter in there first and let it melted. Here on the homestead today, it's a beautiful day, and we're just busy doing so many other things, and I'm kind of got my mind here and there everywhere. Y'all know how it is. It's just real life, and there's always so much going on and so much on your mind. We took them Pear mincemeat cakes out. I'm telling you, baking them cakes made my house smell wonderful. I mean, it smelled so good. We got them out of the oven, and I let them cool. And the little cakes I made in the little bitty bundt pans, they're so cute. And I took them out, put them on a platter and just dusted them with a little bit of powdered sugar. I didn't want to put frosting on them. And me and Danny's been eating on one of them, and tastes wonderful. It's one of the best holiday cakes I guess I've ever ate. I mean, you can taste the pear mincemeat in it. You can taste the candied fruit is not overwhelming like it is in like fruit cake. You can taste the nuts. You can taste that cinnamon. It's just all comes together and marries so good together. And I'll show you the little bundt cakes. I think that's what I'm going to do for Christmas presents because I've got so much pear mincemeat up in the pantry to give as gifts. I think I'd rather do that than give the little loaves. They're just a little bit prettier. Okay, the butter's melted pretty much. It's kind of come together. So now I drain this. I got a small can of crushed pineapple, and I thought I drained it good, but I'm going to try to get some more of this juice out. You need to drain it as good as you can. I'm going to put this small can of crushed pineapple in here. And I don't know if anybody's ever made a cooked frosting. You know, they've got that 7-minute frosting that is so good. Because this is going to cook till it starts to thicken up. I'm going to put a handful of coconut. You know, Mr. Brown, one of his favorite cakes, and I don't make it as often as I probably should for him, is just a regular coconut cake in a 9x13 where you poke holes in it and you pour your sweetened condensed milk over it, and then you put Cool Whip and coconut. And he just loves that cake. It's one of his favorites, and it's a very easy one. Now, you can put pecans in this. It's in Julie's recipe. I'm going to leave the pecans out because I've got pecans in the cake, and I'm going to decorate the top of the cake with pecans too. So I think the pineapple and coconut will be good. So what we're going to do, we're just going to keep stirring this so it don't scorch. And we're going to cook it till it gets good and thick. Okay, guys. After it started coming up, or getting thick, I turned it down to low. And I almost thought I scorched it. I got some brown bits in it, but I would say keep it on low when you're trying to bring it up so you don't get any of it scorched. But it's still good. It tastes wonderful. But it took about 3 minutes for it to get this thick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off the stove and I'm going to cool this completely. And then we're going to frost our cakes. Cake is frosted and decorated and looks really good. I like the way the little bitty bundt cakes turned out. God bless everybody.